Hello, my beautiful souls. This is Ruby, and you're listening to Messy Human Tarot. So if you're new, welcome. If you're old, thank you. So if you're like curious, like what is the show about? Like, well, we have a podcast version, and we also too have a general reading, timeless thing. But the podcast version of the Messy Human Tarot is basically just like we sometimes kind of like dive into symbolisms, maybe the tarot. We might even do some dream analysis, but basically we're kind of utilizing spirituality and philosophy to explore some real stuff, some genuine stuff, and sometimes a message will definitely come through. So just always read that disclaimer just in case we actually get a channeled message, because you never know. Because as I'm driving, the Justice card has popped up, and in the previous episode there was for the podcast there was actually a message for someone out there, or someone's. And the Justice card is really interesting. I like the Justice card, but when I think of it lately, my brain just automatically goes to things will be made fair. Things are getting better. Because let's look at the Justice card, right? Like, for me, it's like an evening out. Like, if you look at, like, say, for instance, like everything's being given to fairly. Like, people who deserve good things will be given good things. And the people who've done bad things will get the consequences of their behaviors, their actions. For some weird reason, I'm thinking of like some old friends. I'm like in my head going like, yeah, they're Spirit like, yeah, they're gonna get consequences, but that's none of your business. And I'm like, oh, okay. It's like, yeah, like we don't want you to focus on what they're doing, and we don't want you to be so obsessed with their karma, because that will create karma for you, which causes a ripple effect in the world, which we then have to kind of like, okay, now we have to give her karma because she's so obsessed about other people's karma. Like, you know, like, don't do it, because then they have to process that, and like, oh fuck, man, we just wanted to give her good stuff now, and now we have to deal with this. Like, come on, man. So that might be like a hint to someone out there, just be mindful of that. Like, that's none of your business. What your business is focusing on your right action. If you're Buddhist, I mean, I'm like kind of Buddhist. I'm the light version of Buddhism, because I'm eclectic. But you know, I've done the readings on right action, you know, and right mind and things like that, to the point where I think I have a good sense of how this is connected to the Justice card. I occasionally like doing art when I have time, and I remember making my version of the Justice card, and I remember making this I had made my own oracle card for the Justice card, which was a man meditating and counting the beads. And at that time, the Justice card really meant, you know, like taking a deep breath, and utilizing coping skills, and taking care of ourselves, and focus on the here and now versus on the human drama of the world. You know, continuously coming back to center and focusing on the chant. Because at that time I was very deeply spiritual. I was meditating a lot back then. Yeah, I was once upon a time. And I still have that like that card. And I pull it out sometimes. And when I look at it, it's like, yeah, if I just focus on right action, then things will work out. The good karma that comes from right action will flow to me. Things will be made right. I don't have to worry about what other people are doing. I just need to focus on what I am doing. And isn't that an interesting thing? If I had to give an affirmation or a phrase attached to justice card, it would be, I am good at focusing on what I am doing. And what I am doing right now is right action. Yeah. All that I do is good, and all that I am is good. And when I do good in the world, good comes to me. Yeah. I think for some of us who have been caught in a karmic drama dialogue and a karmic drama cycle, it's so important for us to focus on the justice card, because it's a gentle wake-up call to saying, like, no, my dear heart, right here in the present moment, that doesn't matter. What matters is you. And Great Spirit's like pointing at you. You have a lot more say. You have power. You have a vote over your own behaviors, your own choices, your own actions. What is important to you? What is the right choice for you? I'm getting a sense of Magician card. Like, I feel like some of us, like, it's reverse Magician. Like, we're like, I don't really have that much power. I don't really believe in that. I really don't. And I would challenge you, well, then change that Magician right side back up. Because that's, no. Like, if I think about the Magician, let me think of what I did with the Magician at one point. Because I like to make tarot, but I'm not very good at it. But I like to play with the symbolism tarot. So I'm like, well, I remember thinking like Alexandria Cortez. Like, for whatever weird reason, I was like, she's definitely the Magician. Because I remember hearing the story that she said, like, she's like, she was trying to get an affordable apartment in Washington, D.C., and she was trying to get into office and things like that. She actually, like, had a lot of momentum, and she, I think, inspired a lot of people to the point where, like, they believed in her message. They believed in what she had to say. They believed that she could have a positive impact on the world. And so she manifested a lot of many things for herself. And so for the Magician card, I would say, like, if it's with the Justice card, is that when I do good in this world, I manifest many good things. I am capable of manifesting in this world because of all the good things I've done. I've put in, like, I keep seeing these white marbles, and I keep seeing that you have put white marbles in a jar, and there's a couple black here and there, but the majority is white. You have, honestly, I only see the one black. Like, God's, like, pointing to this one black marble, and he said, like, at the sea of all this is not the greater picture. If you zoomed out, you're not going to notice that one black marble. You will, of course. She's like, oh, I made that mistake. And then you zoom out and you see all the white. It's like, oh, wow, I did all that good. Wait, what? I did all that good? You're right, God. Oh, wow, thank you, God, for bringing this message to me. Thank you, God, for reminding me that I'm a good person. Thank you, God, for reminding me that I've done more good in this world than bad. And a Great Spirit is, like, kind of reminding me, too, that, like, some people have this fear of what other people are thinking or feeling or doing against them. And Great Spirit wants us, again, zoom out and look at the white and saying, you have made a really good reputation for yourself. You've actually done quite well. At the sea of all the things you've done, the marbles may have some dust on them because you haven't been focusing on the good you have done. But also, too, we're not perfect. We're messy human beings. Even with the white, there's some dust, right? But that's not really relevant. That's not really important. If you zoom out, you don't see the dust. If you zoom out, you don't see the black. If you zoom back, all you see is white. And everything that people are going to see and do and hear from you is all good. So I think you need to kind of like let yourself off the hook. And I'm hearing sword energy, like the kind where I think it's like 9 or 10 of swords, where you're like really trapped in your own head. I think you're nitpicking on yourself, like you're picking on yourself. You know, maybe even you do skin pick a little bit, and I worry about that for some people. But you know, there's nothing I can do about that. Like, I can only empathize with you on that, because you know, I'm sorry if you do that. I really am. There's only so much I can do or say about that kind of thing. But I will say, though, that Great Spirit loves you deeply and is looking after you. It may not feel like it, but oftentimes we are walking in this world and we don't see Great Spirit. We don't see the good he does, what he's doing for us now. Because we're so focused on what's bad in our world, what we're doing wrong, or what has been wrong done to us, or what's happening badly for us. And Great Spirit's like, dude, I just created this mosaic for you. I just created this house for you. It's ready for you to enter. I'm doing this and this, and I wish you would just see all the love that I have for you, because it breaks my heart every single time you think I don't love you. Like, he feels like he's that dad that's really, like, he's showing up to you at your games. He's showing up at your recitals. He's doing all this stuff, and all you focus is on the mother that abandoned you and that never shows up. You're like, I really wish mom had shown up. Why didn't she not show up? And you don't see the dad that showed up. That might be a real heavy duty thing that you might actually really experience right now. And I'm that sucks. It really does. Because when you have a mom that doesn't show up, of course you're not going to see the dad that didn't show up. That hurts. It really does. And then you get angry at the dad sometimes, right? You know, because nothing he does can be good enough because the mom didn't show up. And for women, for a lot of us women, and even for men, the woman, the mother figure is really important, because they're the version that's supposed to be nurturing and kind and supportive and available. They're supposed to be our cheerleaders, right? They're supposed to be our safety blanket. And when they're not available, it's a deep wound. It really is. I feel like I should wrap up soon, because this is really heavy, and my voice is feeling it with the heaviness. It's making me sad, and it's a little hard for me to hold and contain for you. And what I will say, though, is that I think it's time for you to focus on the people that showed up for you or are available. Because what we focus on increases. But it can't increase if you're constantly... You'll just increase the stuff you don't want at this point if you keep focusing on this. If you keep dwelling on the past and you keep on picking at it or on yourself, it's time to be like seven of swords? Wait, what? Yeah, I guess they want you to kind of like escape from this. They want you to get the hell out of Dodge from this situation. Because I'm sensing movement, but it's almost like you're in a bog, and the moat is small. There's a bridge. You can go across that bridge, but you won't do it. It's time to do it, though. It really is. All right, I'm gonna leave you guys at that. I know that's kind of like, wait, what? You're gonna leave me at this? You're gonna what? And I'm like, well, I mean, there's a homework assignment involved in this, and what Great Spirit is saying really is that ultimately you have to look at the good that you've done. You have to remind yourself of all the good things you've done, And you have to check out and look at what Great Spirit has provided you and be aware of it. Focus on good, and good will increase. But also to continue to do right action, to be aware of what you're doing, right? And what you're thinking and feeling and what you're focusing on. Because all will be made right. But we got to do our homework assignment. And this kind of is hinting that you haven't been doing your homework assignment. So with that, I gave you the homework assignment. I gave you a big hint on what that is. And from there, you might need to come up with some of your own homework assignments. Like you might be like, this sounds real. This sounds true. Or you can drop it. You don't have to take this up at all. But I'm thinking there's a homework assignment in this. And that is, again, zooming out, seeing all the good in the world, all the good you have done, all the good that is you, right action, which means, behaving, ignoring what other people are doing, focusing on what you are doing, maybe using coping skills like meditation, grounding exercises. Maybe your homework assignment is focusing on the people that showed up for you, that care about you, versus what the people in the past have done to you. Because that ain't helping you anymore, clearly. There's probably a lot of people out there that really care about you. Whether it's beings or that one best friend that's never left your side. I don't know. There's someone, or your dog. It could be literally, I got a vibe of a dog. Like literally your dog, man. Your dog has never left your side. He's up your asshole, looking at you adoringly, saying like, oh my God, you're the best thing since cheese. And that's a big deal. That's such a big deal when a dog thinks you're the best thing since cheese. I mean, like, come on. You did something right, man. You did. You gave that dog a home. You gave that dog love. You give him cuddles. See, a white dog specifically. And that's for someone out there. That's someone's confirmation that you did something wonderful. You adopted a dog. You became a fur parent. And you made that dog's life really wonderful. So when you look at your dog, this is your homework assignment now for someone out there. When you look at your dog and you look at how he adores you, you are to tell yourself, I did something right here. I am a good fur parent. I love and adore this fur baby. And I have made his life the better for being his fur mommy or fur daddy. Okay? And you have positively impacted this dog's life. Okay? Zoom out. See the greater picture of being a fur parent. All right, I gotta go, guys. May me blessed be. I'm into good health and Lucy's.